guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you with another video on this amazing Friday. I am so very sorry, the lighting in here is very poor. I'm hoping that my vanity mirror lighting will help a little bit. For this video today, I am going to be doing Beauty Blender Fake First Real. The other day I was doing my makeup, and usually I use my Real Techniques brand beauty sponge on my face for foundation. I use my actual Beauty Blender for my concealer, and when I was doing my foundation, I noticed in my mirror, I was looking up really close, that it made my skin look a little weird, and then when I went over it with my actual Beauty Blender, it kind of went away. So I'm just going to be testing this theory out. Usually I always thought that my Real Techniques was a pretty good fake. So I'm going to do half of my face with my Real Beauty Blender and the other half with the Real Techniques. So let's get started. Alright, so now I have rolled up my sleeves, I put my hair back, and I already have my Beauty Blenders wet and ready to go. So let's get started. First thing I do is I always moisturize my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply everything and then apply my foundation, and then right after I apply my foundation, we're going to set it, and then we're going to take a quick look, and I'll talk about if I notice any differences and how that is, and then I'll finish the rest of my makeup and do my blush and like bronzer and all that stuff, and then we'll go back and see if at the final result there's any noticeable difference there as well. So now my moisturizer has set in, my face is dry. Now I'm going to go into primer. I put it everywhere except for my nose. In no way am I a beauty guru at all. I just really enjoy messing around with makeup and stuff. I'm not the greatest, but I have picked up some tips and tricks from watching many makeup artists online. One tip that I've picked up is that if you don't put primer on your nose and you use concealer on it instead, it kind of makes your foundation stay there a little better throughout the day. So I put on my primer on my face, and now we're gonna go in with my concealer. We're just gonna shove some on there, then we'll blend it in a little better. So I put on concealer, and then I use an under the eye a correcting stick from Smashbox. It's orange and it helps cover up your bags a little better. I'm gonna put on some little dots of concealer up here to cover up some of my red spots from my recent breakout. So I'm gonna do this half Beauty Blender and this half Real Techniques. So here's my Beauty Blender, and I'm gonna do this one as half Beauty Blender, and then I'm just gonna do my nose Beauty Blender because I usually do that anyways. I have blended those in, and then we're gonna go to my Real Techniques. Okay, so right off the bat, what I'm noticing with my Real Techniques is that I'm having a harder time trying to blend in my correcting stick than I usually do. Also, it's not really like blending in. Some areas it's staying patchy orange, and others it's just completely kind of coming off. So we're gonna switch to the other side, and we're gonna blend up here. So now we're gonna go in, this is when I do my foundation. We're gonna put 1, 2, 3 drops on my Real Techniques. That's just kind of what I usually do. I put 3 drops since I use this mainly for foundation. And then I boop a little bit on my nose, I boop a little bit on my one cheek, other cheek, and then I put little on my forehead and chin. So now we're gonna go in and we're going to blend my face like I usually do, because I usually use this one, so I'm gonna do it like I normally do and kind of just go in there, half my face. Now with blending in with my foundation, I don't really notice a hard time getting it to blend like I did with my correcting stick, which is good. But it does appear like around the eyes, it doesn't blend out very well. In some areas it looks nice and dewy, in some areas it's kind of already starting to crease a little bit, and it kind of exemplifies some of my pores instead of like hides it. So now we're gonna go with my Beauty Blender on this side, and we're just gonna use the bottom and just kind of bounce it around. Now right away I notice a little bit of a difference is that my Beauty Blender kind of blends it in a little bit more into the skin and it kind of absorbs a little bit, so it makes it look more of a natural. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera or not because it's really bad lighting, but there are portions where you can see like my pores and every little kind of detail. And then on this side, it kind of just looks a little bit more natural. You can definitely tell a difference, I think, on camera too. You can kind of see it a little bit. Like here, like some areas, it kind of just makes things stick out more, as this side doesn't. Yeah, that's kind of everything that I've noticed so far. Next step that I do is put on just a little bit of powder, kind of set it a little bit. So I use just my brush and I just go over really lightly. I don't like wearing a ton of makeup on my face. I kind of like a little bit of a natural look, unless I'm planning on specifically going out. And then I'll set it a little bit. So today I'm going to keep it really nice, really light and simple, and just kind of do it as if I'm doing like my glasses look. So next thing I usually do is I go into the brows. Next, what I'm going to do is go into my eyes. And when I kind of wear my glasses, I kind of just keep it a little bit basic. And I do like 2-3 colors. It's kind of depending on what I'm feeling. And from there, I move on to the rest of my face. Alright, next I'm going to do my blush. And next I will be doing a highlighter. Right? And so now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my powder brush. I'm not going to put any more powder on, but I am going to go in and just kind of go over everything, kind of blend in everything a little bit more. So then I set my face again. And wait for it to dry, and then I put on my mascara, but my mascara is not with me right now, and we don't really need that for the video. And I'll put on lip gloss when I'm done, and that's it. So now I'm going to look back at my face and see if there's any noticeable difference between the two sides, the Real Technique side and then the Beauty Blender side. Again, it's just very blotchy, not really blended in very well. You can kind of notice it. Yeah, that's really the only noticeable difference is that it's very blotchy, makes things stand out, and it kind of creased. The Beauty Blender, it does make my skin appear to be more natural, and that's kind of really just like everything I said before. Other than that, I mean, I'm looking at my face dead on, and you can't really tell that I did split sides. Before I put on the rest of my makeup and blended it out a little bit, you could kind of tell, but you can't really tell. Alright, so there you go guys, that was my video on Beauty Blender versus Fake, or my Real Techniques. And so next week I'm going to have a fun video for you guys. I believe I'm going to be doing a story time, and so that'll be very fun, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it, and then subscribe, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye!